Om Namah Shivaya. Episode 94, Chapter 16, verses 18 to 21. Asuras are born in Asuri wombs. Verses 18 and 19 briefly summarizes the qualities of Asuri Sampat in a nutshell that was described in detail from verses 4 to 17 to justify their birth in Asuri wombs. Asuras are completely given to egoism, samsrita ahamkara, that accounts for their sense of individuality, which is in the form of their sense of doership and enjoyership. Their egoism is very well entrenched, that gives them a lot of validity only to trouble others with brute strength, bala, of their body and mind. They have insolence, darpa, makes them cross the bounds of what is proper and improper. Their rajoguna is predominant, and when their ego is filled with insolence, their actions are committed to enjoy objects of enjoyment, karma, and naturally they become angry, krodamcha, when their desires are not fulfilled. Even if they come to know that only Parameshwara is indwelling in their body as well as in all other bodies, Atma Para Deheshu, they will despise me, Parameshwara, Mam Pravishanta, says Sri Krishna. Further, they are great shabalas, Abhyasuyaka. If someone has some virtues, they will try to find some defects and point it out. Seeing the merits of others makes them feel inferior. They cannot tolerate the divine qualities, discipline, lifestyle, values of people who are spiritually inclined and are following Dharma. They become a terror to everyone. They are wrongdoers, Asuban. They despise everyone and they are cruel, Tan Dvisanta Quran. They are the lowest of men, Nara Adaman. They transgress the universal order of Ishvara, righteousness, Dharma, and transgression is hatred towards Ishvara. We human beings are given the capacity to use our intellect and live a righteous life. And Ishvara's law of karma, which is perfect in its justice, gives the results accordingly. So Sri Krishna, as Ishvara, says, I dispatch them perpetually. Aham Shipami Ajastra, into a life of transmigration, samsareshu. They will take many different births, one after another, because they have accumulated so many papa karmas that all of it cannot be exhausted in just one birth. For sometimes Asuras will only be born in Asuri wombs. Asurisu eva yonishu. It is not that Sri Krishna despises them, but Asuri wombs are the result of papa karmas. Verse 20, Sri Krishna addresses Arjuna as Kaunteya, O son of Kunti, and says, these Asuric people who lack discrimination, muda, even with reference to what right action is to be done and what wrong action is to be avoided. Such people, those who have obtained the womb of Asuras, Asurim Yonim Apanna, will repeatedly in every birth, Janmani, be Asuras, because they have accumulated so many Papa karmas that one birth is not enough to exhaust them. Thus, they are born as carnivorous animals like tiger or any other form where tamoguna is predominant in order to experience cruelty. In such form, there is no viveka, wisdom. Just like a tiger, it does not think it is cruel to kill, nor does it want to change. Only human beings are given the privilege to discriminate and change. And these Asuras did not exercise their rights in their previous human birth. Therefore, they keep going to lower and lower wombs where there is no wisdom, viveka. This goes on for some time until all the consequences of their wrong actions are exhausted. Because of their behavior in their previous human birth, there is no question of gaining Ishvara, Mam Aprapya Eva. Ishvara is out of reach to these Asuras until they begin to live a righteous life, dharmic life. At this point, Asuras are lost in their Asuric ways. In order to create a dispassion towards such tendencies, Sri Krishna says they go to a still worse end. Tata adamam gatim yanti. These are the general features of an Asura's nature. Though among them there are many differences in their manifest behavior. One can be predominantly cruel, another more disruptive. But all of them have three basic things: desire, anger, and greed. These are the root cause of Asura's undesirable qualities. Verse 21 tells that desire, anger, and greed are the threefold doorways to hell, Naraka. Naraka is any experience of pain. And the threefold doorways to Naraka, Traividyam Narakasya Idam Dwaram, are desire, anger, and greed, Kama, Krodha, Lobha. Just like animals get caught in a trap, human beings are caught and destroyed by their desires, anger, and greed. It destroys their senses, that their minds get so disturbed that it is no longer fit to work righteously towards the four goals of human birth: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. A desire becomes binding when its non-fulfillment makes them angry. That is what makes them enter into this trap. Once binding desire is there, anger will automatically follow. If they are able to take care of their anger, binding desire can be contained and dealt with effectively. Greed is mentioned last because once there is greed, anger is unavoidable. Once greed is there, we have to discover where greed began. If it is for something that is not needed or for something that we can manage easily without, but we want it anyway, that is greed. And also, if a desire is fulfilled unrighteously, that desire becomes greed. All these three are portals of painful experiences, which is the destroyer of oneself, Atmana Nasanam. Just entering into any one of these three gates, we find ourselves destroyed. No intelligent person wants to destroy themselves. Naturally, we have to give up these triads. Etat trayam tyajet. If we can manage these three, the rest of the Asuri Sampat is taken care of. The description of the Asuri Sampat is given in such detail here that it may seem overwhelming. Therefore, Sri Krishna reduces the whole Asuri Sampat into three: binding desire, anger, and greed. Even the three can be reduced to one: binding desire. Because in the final analysis, when we get angry when a desire is not fulfilled, is the root cause of Asuri Sampat. We have to change our priorities so that what seems big can assume its appropriate proportion. This is how we grow. By prayers, certain discipline, and inquiry into the Shastra, binding desires are given up. At verse 21, we shall take a break, and next Sri Krishna teaches that the Shastra is the means to give up binding desires. Please like, subscribe, and share these episodes with your friends and loved ones. So till then, Om Namah Shivaya.